and then a romance blossoms into a permanent bond of love. It is this growth and evolution that brings us here today. Now, a marriage ceremony is the public affirmation and recognition of the deep love and commitment two people have made with each other. It is a risk and a delight, an uncertainty, a sureness, a wonder, and a continuing bond. For Laura and Rob, today is a celebration of the reality and affirmation of their love and commitment to one another. So we, as their family and friends, gather to rejoice with them, celebrate with them, as they set forth on the next phase of this journey, their adventure together, and add our blessings for its continuing strength, growth, and joy for many, many years to come. Now, the magic that happens this evening is not supernatural. My words and your witnessing do not make this a marriage. Rob, Laura, the love that you share and the love that holds us all together, that sustains us all, is what makes this a marriage. But there is still magic this evening. Today we feel through words and ritual the power of love that flows in, around, and through us constantly. So this evening we say yes. Would the congregation say yes? Yes. Let's try it again. We say yes. And we say thank you. To the love that these two souls have brought before us. Thank you. In the Unitarian Universalist tradition, we kindle a chalice. We kindle a chalice to mark time as holy. We light a chalice every Sunday to acknowledge when we gather together in spirit, it is holy time. So today we light this chalice in honor and celebration of the love between Rob and Laura. May their individual love inspire those whom they encounter, and may they, in return, always feel the warmth of the community that sustains and supports them.
Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things.
It is never being too old to hold hands.
It is remembering to say, I love you, at least once a day.
It is never going to sleep angry.
It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years.
It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives.
It is standing together facing the world.
It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family.
It is doing things for each other. not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy.
It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways.
It is not looking for perfection in each other.
It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor.
It is having the capacity to forgive and forget.
It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow.
It is finding room for the things of the Spirit.
It is a common search for the good and the beautiful.
It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal.
It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner.
It is discovering what marriage can be at its best.
At this time, Rob and Laura have asked me to express gratitude on their behalf to everyone who accepted their invitation to witness their wedding, and especially to members of both their families and also those who have traveled a great distance to attend this joyous event. Rob and Laura bring from their families rich treasures of memories and stories of traditions, values, and love. They would like to take a moment to recognize their families for their continued love and support. And they would also like to remember all those who are present in memory, those separated through time, through distance, or the sorrow of their passing, ancestors from both families who have walked the path of love before and on whose shoulders they stand. And especially, they would like to remember Robert's father, Herbert Laws, who is present with us in spirit to bless this beautiful couple on this happy occasion. This time, I'd like to invite the immediate families of Rob and Laura to please come forward. And I'd like to invite Lucia to come forward. Flowers represent not only beauty but also diversity. They are the sign of the glory and the variety of life to which Laura and Rob aspire together. Flowers also represent the spirit of love, which inspires the human spirit to bloom in splendor of a joyful life, and which brings joy and happiness into the lives of others. These flowers, these roses, even though they are roses, they are each unique in the way they are, like each of you as members of these families that are coming together now on this occasion to be united, to become one family. So these flowers have been united to form a beautiful bouquet, a communion, a flower communion. Let this communion remind you that amid diversities of knowledge, gifts, culture, background, you have to be one in affection and commitment. May they also remind you the importance of family and the value of togetherness, of being, doing, and sharing with one another. May it be so. How are you doing? Yep. Wiggling your toes. Keep your knees loose. Okay. And you got his back. All right. Good. I told you. Yep. Rob, Laura, I'm deeply honored that you asked me to officiate at your wedding. I can't believe it's 2 years now since we started this journey together. And in this time, these past 2 years, I've gotten to know you fairly well, you especially. I know you love each other deeply and that your commitment to one another is strong, deep, grounded, that it will help you not only journey together, but face many of life's challenges that you will encounter. I know you want to spend the rest of your lives together. I know that you love to laugh and have great capacity for fun. I know that you're mature individual people with independent spirits that make and keep strong relationships. I'm reminded of a poem by Marge Piercy, the beginning stanza of which says, "Learning to love differently is hard. Love with the hands wide open, love with the doors banging on their hinges, the cupboard unlocked, the wind roaring and whimpering in the rooms, rustling the sheets and snapping the blinds that thwack like rubber bands in an open palm. I know that you've been through enough in your time together to know about what it means to love with hands wide open, making space for one another to be the person that you each are and need to be. But it is also hard to love this way, to not grasp or clutch or control, but rather to be with one another lightly, fluidly, flexibly. I applaud your commitment to love in this way. Now the poet ends her poem speaking of the rhythm of her unbound bonding, to have and not to hold, to love with minimum malice, hunger and anger, moment by moment, balanced. So as you enter into this new stage of your relationship that this celebration marks, I would counsel you to always heed these images of wide open hands, unbound bonding, and having but not holding. Because if your marriage is to remain vital and stimulating, you must encourage each other to change and to grow. You should be willing to recognize and accept change, and not to see each other exactly as you did when you first met. You should be able to meet each other where you are now and still be able to move forward together. There is, of course, a big difference between encouraging one partner to grow and attempting to reform that person. Because the only person we can reform is ourselves. And the best we can do for the other is to support positive, hopeful thinking, which keeps open the gates of change. But that only applies to you, not to Laura. Okay? So if she tells you you have to change, you change. Okay. A key to a happy marriage. A good and happy marriage is never complete. What you have before this moment is but a fraction of what you will become together as the years pass. The joy of marriage is filling out the story that you have already begun. And so with each year, with each joy, with each sorrow, with each argument, with each fight, and with each peace, you will become a bit more married. Trust me. You each have and will continue to have different hopes, ideas, interests, strengths, needs, and growing edges. And you have said that you are each enriched, not diminished, by the different insights and perspectives you bring and share with one another. The blessing and strength of your marriage will unfold as you grow in understanding of yourselves and of each other, so that you can nourish each other's true growing. I know you're both deeply passionate and committed to be engaged in the world. You're deeply committed to justice and to the work that needs to be done. I encourage you, I urge you to continue to keep that spirit alive, to recognize that the love that you both share is meant not to be hoarded, but to be shared widely to bless the world. And may your home that you are seeking to build be a temple for all that is beautiful and good and true, an island of sanity and serenity and joy in this frenzied, broken, yet beautiful world. And even in your most painful times, may you continue to hold the vision of trust and love that has brought you and kept you together. And may you carry the past gratefully and gracefully with you in all the years of your stay upon this magnificent earth, enriching old ties with new ones, and with equal measure of hope, face the future boldly. These are some of my hopes and prayers for you as you come before us, this community, this beloved community of friends and family, to affirm your marriage. So may it be. Laura and Rob, the decision to join your lives in marriage requires that you share your lives in hope and trust, that you stand together through all of the challenging and painful experiences of life, as well as share life's greatest joys and sweetest pleasures. In this spirit, do you come together this day to be married? If so, please say, we do. Did you hear?
We do.
All right. That brings us to an important part of the ceremony, the sharing of vows. It is a ritual that allows us as friends and relatives to witness the public declaration of love and commitment by Rob and Laura that they have found and celebrated privately. The essence of this commitment is the taking of another person in his or her entirety as lover, companion, and friend. It is therefore a decision which is not to be entered into lightly, but rather undertaken with great consideration and respect for both oneself and your partner. Laura?
Robert, today, surrounded by our family and friends, I choose you to be my partner and husband for life. You are my best friend, my favorite co-pilot, and of course, my soulmate. Together, through many challenges, we have built a life full of love and laughter, trust and respect, and lots of good food. I acknowledge and accept your strengths and your faults as you do mine. I promise to encourage, support, and cherish you through the many adventures that lie ahead. I love you.
Thank you. Rob?
Okay.
Take your time.
Yeah. It's going to be a while. Laura, you look beautiful. I wrote that down. No. But I just want to make sure I said it.
Good job.
Learning already.
You're scoring big.
I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for starting this journey with me and for being such an unbelievably patient and strong partner. Early on in life, I learned it's not always in our control, but you showed me that doesn't always have to be a bad thing. I don't know how. Turn it over. I was lucky enough for you to come into my life. I truly feel blessed. I truly feel blessed to be able to wake up next to you for the rest of my life. I know there will be challenges ahead, but there's no one I would rather face them with. I promise to be fully present in our marriage, not just physically, but emotionally in everything we do. You have and will always have my heart. Your love gives me strength. You're my soulmate, and I love you.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
May I have the rings, please? A ring is the symbol of the earth and the universe. It's a symbol of wholeness, peace, holiness. The rings you give and receive this day are the symbols of the encircling love into which you have already entered. They are an outward and visible sign of an inward and spiritual grace, now signifying that you are united in marriage. Not as a bond or bondage, but as a pledge, a covenant. May these rings encircle your fingers as your love does each other. Let these rings remind you always of the sacred vows you have taken today in our presence and in the presence of the holy. Rob, as you place this ring on Laura's finger, I invite you to repeat after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
As a symbol of my love and commitment.
as a symbol of my love and commitment.
Thank you. Laura, as you place this ring on Rob's finger, please repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and my faithful commitment.
and my faithful commitment.
I invite us now to center ourselves for a time of prayer, reflection, or meditation. O nameless one of many names, Spirit of love and promise, we invoke your gentle blessings upon all true lovers, and especially upon Rob and Laura, who have taken these vows of marriage. Grant them, O Spirit, a clear sense of the solemnity of this hour and of the responsibilities to each other which they now assume. May they have the grace and understanding to fulfill these pledges by their life's devotion. May the happiness which they have brought to this day never lose its freshness, but ripen into fuller flower and deepen until it mingles with the very roots of their being. May they grow ever closer from this day forward in work and in play, in hope and in counsel, in laughter and in tears. May they, in all the changes and chances of life, be true helpers, each to the other. Hand in hand and heart with heart, may they go forth on their journey in such confidence and trust and affection that no suffering or sorrow or loss can blight nor diminish the strength and joy of their sacred bond. In the name of all that is holy, life-affirming, life-sustaining, we pray. Amen. Rob and Laura, you have covenanted to be loyal and loving to each other, formalizing with this ceremony the sacred bond that exists between you. So, with the authority vested in me as a Unitarian Universalist minister, I joyously declare that you are joined now in marriage, and with all present as your witnesses, we rejoice in recognizing the love you share. As you go forward together out into this world, may the days and years ahead strengthen your love and the joy and the hopes that have brought you to this place, to this moment together. May you find a communion of ideal being and perfect grace. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And may you be blessed with hope and joy. Friends, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you for the first time Robert and Laura Laws as a married couple. Aren't they the best? They are so good, they're waiting for me to tell them to kiss one another. Go ahead, come on. Congratulations. Please remain seated for the rest of the recessional. Thank you. Let's give the musicians a big hand. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us for this very joyous occasion. Rob and Laura would like to invite you all to head out to the reception, and the buses are waiting, so you may make your way out. I see that the sun was peeping out, so we should be good to go. And I hope you have a wonderful time at the reception and continue the joy that we feel on this occasion, and also share many stories and memories of this beautiful couple. Thank you again. Pleasure to meet you.
5 over.